Hey guys, it's Jake here with Comic Relief back again. If you check out the last video I did, it was all about the Marvel Netflix series, information that was released from San Diego Comic-Con. I'll put that in the link in the description below. I'll put the link to that so you guys can check that out. And there, again, you'll hear me say that sorry about the crappy video quality. I'm on my webcam. I'm still trying to get things figured out with my camera, but you know, welcome to my nerd lair. And this time again, talking DC. So today we got Wonder Woman trailer release. We got a brief preview of the Justice League footage, and then we also got a high-res photograph of the entire Justice League in their costumes. So first thing I want to talk about is the Wonder Woman trailer. Wow, this thing actually really surprised me. I did not have high hopes for this trailer. I didn't have high hopes for the movie itself. Still, initially, I was really against Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. She's slowly growing on me. She's slowly put some of my worries to rest with Batman v Superman. Again, not completely. And then I saw this trailer, and again, while I'm not completely sold, this movie, the trailer has sold me on the movie. It really has. Whether or not she turns in a great performance as Wonder Woman is really besides the point right now, because the movie itself looks great. It's got a great supporting cast with Chris Pine. I mean, the dude as Steve Trevor looks phenomenal. Pardon me, he's acting just like Steve Trevor would. I don't have a very extensive knowledge on Wonder Woman. I've read very little of her. I've read her Earth 1 by Grant Morrison, which I actually really enjoyed, and I've seen her, of course I've seen her in all the animated stuff, but I saw her standalone animated film, which I really like. Guys, by the way, again, if I look like I'm sweating in here, I'm sorry. Up here in my nerd lair, it is super fucking hot. I can't record with the AC on because it makes too much noise. But anyway, so this Wonder Woman trailer, man, Steve Trevor looks great. I actually think it was a brilliant idea to set this in World War I and make this a period piece. It's super smart. But anyway, the trailer opens up, and the first thing we see is Diana over Steve Trevor's body, and she's like, "You're a man." He's like, "Well, do I not look like a man?" And you know, it's in classic Chris Pine fashion, which, again, this was a great casting. Unfortunately, I think he would have been a great Green Lantern, but you know, that's too far gone now. But anyway, this thing looks great. Wonder Woman in action looks awesome. All the action looks awesome. It looks like we got the guy who played William Stryker in X-Men Origins. He's in this film, and he must be some kind of military general. And it looks like, you know, the American military wants to, I don't know, militarize or conquer Themyscira, because they somehow get there because Steve Trevor was able to get there. And we see a lot of action. Awesome Amazons on horses fighting World War I soldiers. Looks really great. Wonder Woman's lasso lights up when she's using it. She's getting her ass kicked, and she's kicking ass. She's using the shield to dodge, or not dodge bullets, block bullets. And that shield is actually, I mean, it's giving way, unlike Captain America's shield. I think is a really smart idea. Just that subtle little nuance there to separate her from Captain America, and you know, keep people from saying this is a female version of Captain America. You know, she's sitting there, she's holding it up, and it's flailing back and forth with the bullets, making connection. It looks great, and I think that they're really paying attention to a lot of fan outcry about how drab and dreary these films have felt in the past, because we get a good mix of action, drama, and comedy in this trailer, and I think that's so smart. I think they're taking their cues from Suicide Squad in the marketing, the way they do that. Again, Suicide Squad's enough to think entirely. A new trailer dropped, not a whole lot of footage. I'm not really going to talk about that, but I think that movie itself is being mismarketed a bit. I don't think people are getting an accurate representation through the trailers of what the film will actually be like. But this Wonder Woman trailer, it really, it's sold me, guys. I'm sorry, I've swayed, and I'll eat the crow. I have to, because Themyscira looks awesome. It doesn't look like a shit ton of CGI and green screen. I really dig that about it. And you know, overall, I'm sold on this Wonder Woman film, and I'm very excited for it. I can't wait to see what happens with it. And so, anyways, let's move on to Justice League. All right, and before I get started on Justice League, I do want to say that I think it's cool that, in keeping with Batman v Superman, regardless of my feelings, your thoughts on that film, the music at the very end, the kind of tribal-sounding drums that they have when the Wonder Woman logo pops up is awesome. You know, I like that connective tissue between the two films. And Etta Candy, that whole little exchange right there at the end about her being Steve Trevor's secretary, great stuff. I think that the humor, again, it's well placed. It seems well timed. We'll see. Hopefully, again, it's not the Thor, the Dark World treatment. But anyways, let's get right into into the Justice League trailer. So this thing starts off with a bearded Bruce Wayne in this very humdrum looking, maybe like dark Alaskan community, and there's this guy, you know, he's talking about, you know, this guy comes in the King's Tide, right? A little tongue-in-cheek there. But, you know, then Arthur Curry turns around. We don't know he's Arthur Curry yet, but we know Jason Momoa as Aquaman, so we can all assume. And then we see his eyes, and I'm not sold on those eyes, guys. That's a little creepy looking to me. I gotta say, I don't like it. We saw that it was very reflective looking in the Batman v Superman footage, and this doesn't look to be really in keeping with that. I just thought it was a little odd. It was obvious contact lenses, but then we hear Icky Thump, White Stripes' Icky Thump start to play. And again, taking a cue from the Suicide Squad style of marketing, trying to amp up the fun level of this and not give us the same Man of Steel trailers that we got for the Man of Steel that really feel like a Chris Nolan ripoff. And I like that. I think it's smart on their part. Again, we'll see if it's being mismarketed. We'll see if that's an accurate representation of the film that we get. Again, it's years away. But anyway, so after that we see, you know, Wonder Woman and Batman, or Bruce Wayne, they're starting their recruitment efforts, and the next thing we see is Bruce Wayne sitting in what we can assume is Barry Allen's workspace, I guess, his second favorite chair. And again, I might be eating a little crow here. I'm a little surprised to be saying this, but Ezra Miller, not even close to 100% having won me over, but he's put a few little tiny worries to rest. He looks nothing like the Barry Allen that I want him to look like. He does not look like the comic book version of Barry Allen, and that's really what I want to see. But his demeanor, his eagerness, I mean, this is a younger Barry Allen. The eagerness, the earnestness of his character really, it's kind of resonating with me. It's kind of cool. He's like, you know, I'm stepping up to the big leagues. He doesn't have a lot of friends, so we can assume he's kind of a shut-in, maybe a bit of a hermit. He's really wrapped up in his work. He's also a very smart person, so we do know, you know, history tells us that people are kind of socially awkward when they're that intelligent. So I guess we'll see what happens there, but I thought it was really cool when Bruce Wayne throws the Batarang at him and everything slows down, and we start to see, you know, the kind of Flash speed, you know, the way he sees things and how quickly he can determine and assess things. And he sees the Batarang coming, he makes the connection right there. Instantly, Bruce Wayne is Batman, and it just wins him over. And the one thing I didn't really like about that instance is the lightning, as everything goes slow motion and the lightning and everything's happening. The lightning's not yellow. Man, I really wanted that to be yellow. It's more of a crackling blue-white light, and you know, I get it. I understand it's a little bit more accurate to what lightning probably looks like. Again, I've never really seen it. Well, yeah, I've seen lightning, and it doesn't look like that. But I want it to look yellow anyway. Screw it. So, you know, so that's what we're getting, and then we see Cyborg a little bit. We get a little bit of Cyborg, not a whole lot. We see Ray Fisher's Victor Stone in his varsity jacket, so we know he's a teenager or he's a young kid, probably a little bit younger, a good 5 years younger or so than Barry Allen. And you know, we see him talk, and we can actually see that the cybernetics around his chin move with his jaw. I like that little attention to detail there. I thought that was good. Again, we didn't get a whole lot of him, and I'm not exactly positive that CGI is fully polished just yet. So again, I guess we're gonna see what happens with that. By the end, we see Arthur Curry take Batman up against the wall, and you know, he's looking fierce, and Aquaman almost looks a little too Conan the Barbarian for me. I think he's the only one that still I'm really the most on the fence about. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, again, we're gonna see what happens. The trailer for Wonder Woman has definitely got me over on one side of the fence as opposed to the other now. Ezra Miller is starting to put, you know, me to rest a little bit, some of those worries. Ray Fisher, I never really had a problem with. I think he's going to be fine as Cyborg, but we'll see. But Jason Momoa as Aquaman still has yet to win me over. The look of him, the demeanor, the eyes, I mean, it's just, it's not my favorite look. So I guess we'll see what happens. And I guess that's just going to bleed right into the discussion about the costumes, the image that we got. It's just, real quick, Flash's costume, not on board with it just yet, guys. I think that it is a little too Power Ranger looking, which is really funny, actually, because we just got all the Power Ranger costumes and stuff released, and it's more Power Ranger looking than the fucking Power Rangers. What's that about? But I don't really like the black added to the suit. I do like the vibrancy of red. Again, something the Power Rangers could be taken from, the little more vibrant color in their costumes. They've really toned it down, and they're taking this grounded, realistic look. Anyway, this isn't a Power Rangers discussion, but The very segmented, armored-looking costume, I'm not really sure I'm on board with yet. I guess we'll have to see what it looks like in action. We got a brief preview of that in the trailer. But I do like the symbol on his chest. Looks great. Wish the boots would match. That'd be great. I guess one of the biggest spoilers or reveals from the image being released is that Superman's back. Surprise, surprise, right? I mean, his costume doesn't look much different. Wonder Woman, even in her own trailer and in this image, we've seen that from Batman v Superman, they've really upped the color palette on her suit. I mean, the gold, the red, the blue, it all really sticks out a lot more, which I like. I mean, it's huge. It's a big improvement. And on our top 10 best comic book costumes for heroes, you know, that costume may make it on the next top 10 that we do. And if had it been like that in Batman v Superman, she very may well have been on that list. Cyborg, again, I like the look. I mean, you really can't go wrong with Cyborg as long as you're covering about half his face. He's got the red eye, it's got the silver, the gray, the black. I mean, it looks good. What can I say? It looks good. Can't wait to see it in action. Hopefully it doesn't look too CGI. Hopefully it looks a little more like the Iron Man armor in action. That would be great. And lastly, looks like Jason Momoa's Aquaman won't be shirtless with just tattoos all the time. He looks very armored up again. He's got the dreadlocks. Doesn't really look like any version of Aquaman I've ever seen in the comic books. I mean, I get that they're going for that like Pacific Islander look. I get it, and they're trying to stay true to his heritage and inject a little bit of his own background into the character to make more sense out of, you know, him being the sea dweller. But his look is really the one that I'm least excited about. I'm not buying into the most. Flash being second, and then everyone else. And Batman actually has a little bit of an upgrade to his costume. The cowl's a little different. The ears are a little different. They're a little slimmer, shorter. It looks like actually the face is probably a little bit more slender. But unfortunately, it looks like they darkened up that gray from Batman v Superman. It's bordering on kind of a black color, and he's starting to get a couple streamlined, kind of defining lines in the costume as well. Not really on board with that, but again, we'll see what happens. Looks good in action in the trailer, I'll say that, and even the black eye makeup around the eyes, it almost looks seamless from the separation on the eyes from the cowl, so that looks good. I like it. If one day they can work in the white lenses, not Batman, not from the Dark Knight, but like actual white lenses from like the animated and of course the comic book look, that would be awesome. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna put the links to all those trailers, and maybe if I can find a link to the image, I'll put that in the description below. But guys, sound off with your thoughts. What did you think about the Wonder Woman trailer? What did you think about the Justice League trailer? Are you guys really happy with what we've gotten from San Diego Comic-Con so far? Are you looking forward to Marvel's Hall H appearance at 8:30? Let me know in the comments below, guys. Like, share, comment, and most of all, please subscribe. Guys, we're still doing the giveaway for the first 1,000 subscribers. We're more than halfway there, so please help us out. Tell your friends about it if you like what you're seeing here, and I hope you guys have been liking our San Diego Comic-Con coverage so far. And until next time, we'll see you.